Hello, everybody. It is time once again for the Stir Fry Show, and you're listening to 88.7 KIGC The Kitchen. And I am your host, Amanda, and across from me directly is
Lydia.
And diagonally of me is
Jeremy.
Sorry, say that one more time, Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Couldn't spit it out.
You're just like, I introduce yourself. Jeremy! It's Jeremy! Jeremy! I'm Jeremy!
Sorry.
What do I win?
I'm not sure.
What is my name? Jeremy.
Oh, man, this show's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay.
Okay, so we are at the last part of Attack on Titan Battle of Trost, and we're so excited because it's been like a whole 9 episodes of a lot of
Foreverness.
And basically these 3 episodes that wrap up Battle of Trost are all about Eren taking the boulder to the wall. That's just kind of a general sum up. But before that, we before all this, let's warn everybody that there are spoilers for Attack on Titan in this show.
Spoilers.
Very many spoilers. Very many much spoilers.
Spoilers.
So please don't be mad at us. Turn the dial if you want to watch Attack on Titan and haven't yet. But anyway, let's get started. In the last kind of middle part of Attack on Battle of Trost, I keep wanting to call it Attack on Trost, it's basically Attack on Trost.
Attack on Trost.
Basically, what happens in that little segment is Eren goes into Titan form to fight Titans, and nobody's sure if he's good or bad. So they're pointing weapons at him, and Armin argues his case, saying that he could be a real asset for humanity. They almost get executed in front of everybody, and General Pixies comes in and saves the day. And General Pixies has this big plan of having Eren move the boulder in Titan form, which is like humongous, even by human proportions. And block the wall hole that's been made by the Colossal Titan. And so, yeah, it's all about how he does that, and it's a big struggle. He starts out, and he is, he's being told all this stuff, if you don't succeed in this, everybody will have died in vain. Mikasa's also in his ear saying, are you ready for this? Are you okay? Blah, blah, blah. And he's getting really annoyed with her. So there's a couple of theories going around as to why what happens next happens. He goes into Titan form, and instead of picking up the boulder right away, he attacks Mikasa. She doesn't get really hurt. She gets a scratch on the cheek, but she is trying to get through to him and can't. And she's in his face, literally, little human Mikasa against Titan Eren. Hanging in his face, and he tries to hit her and knocks himself out, and he can't recover for some reason because I think his body's just exhausted by this point because he's gone into Titan form 3 times by now. And it's a big struggle. So eventually though, Armin comes because he realizes the mission is failing. He comes around and he talks some sense into Eren after getting his attention by getting through the Titan body and kind of getting his arm.
Stabbing his arm.
Yeah, stabbing his arm.
With a sword.
But yeah, and then after that happens, he finds the willpower to pick up the boulder and go, and everybody's clearing the path for him. They finally get it, but there's not really much to celebrate because a lot of people died.
I would say that's a big part too. A lot of people thought the mission was gonna fail, and there were people running away because the Titans were attacking the wall while this was going on.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And a big part of that, all the deaths kind of added up. They were also collecting everybody who died, trying to figure out who was gone and who was missing. And we find out that Marco is one of the people who dies, and they don't even know how he died. So that's a big deal for John. But anyway, what basically happens with our protagonist is Eren is chained to a bed in a cell, he's basically in a dungeon, and Commander Erwin and Captain Levi are down there from the Scout Regiment, And they are talking to him, and they're wondering about, like, if he's kind of connected to the Colossal Titan and the Armored Titan somehow, and they want to know his intent. And he tells them that he wants to join the Scout Regiment and kill Titans. So Levi, even though there's, like, kind of a trust issue, he says that he'll take him under his wing, but if he does anything wrong, he's gone. Like, he'll kill him. So that's kind of how the episode ends. He finally gets to join the Scout Regiment, and it's kind of a big deal. And it'll be really exciting to see the next 3 episodes. So let's dive into this last part of Battle of Trost, though. What do you guys think? Did I do a good job of kind of doing the overview justice? Would you add anything?
I would add that once they got Trost back and they killed the majority of the Titans, they captured 2 of the Titans for research purposes, and it's really cool because there's that crazy lady, Hanj, who really, really loves the Titans, and she is just so funny. You don't really get to see a whole lot of detail about it. You just get to see that they were captured, really. But it's interesting to know that they're actually starting to do research on them after, 100 years of not...
Absolutely.
After not seeing them at all.
Yeah, and Hanj is a character, so she's
great.
He or she is great, yes.
In the show,
it's a girl, yeah. Mm-hmm. In the show, Hanj is a girl. In the comics, it's more questionable. Just to point that out. I don't know who's reading the manga and who's watching the show and all that. Whatever.
We're reviewing the show.
We are reviewing the show mainly. We're going by the show. Every once in a while, we'll pepper in some stuff from the manga, like if we've read it or heard about it. But anyway, Jeremy, what do you think? Anything to add to the overview here?
Just a lot of deaths on that wall. That's all I can say.
A lot of people died. Yes.
We see a lot of that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of scary how many people actually perish in that one mission. But hey, it's the first win against the Titans, so that should be something, something significant.
Wasn't it like a third or something like that?
A third of what?
The men died?
A third of, like, the army? I don't think it was a third.
It was like 200 something people, wasn't it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't... it's kind of hard. Like, I don't know. They go so fast with the subtitles sometimes. It's hard to catch, like, specifics.
Yeah.
Especially if you're watching it, like, as just, like, a show as a run-through.
Or even sometimes there might be subtitles at the bottom. Subtitles at the bottom. And you'll have something else on the screen as well that you're trying to read.
Yes. So
that could be difficult sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's definitely a talent to watch anime. So, well, guys, let's get right into our favorite moment. Kind of in this section, what did you guys like? If you want me to go first, I'll go first.
You go first. I'm trying to think of mine.
Okay. I know it's kind of weird, but I really liked the intended kind of scene that Armin pulls Eren eventually out of his slump when he's in the Titan, like when he hits his head, and he like encourages him to go on. And it's basically the thing that pulls him out is like the reason he wanted to see the world outside the walls. And so I thought that was really cool. And Armin was like the only one that could do that. So it's another case for Armin that he is a valuable member in this little trio, and that he has worth, and that he thought he didn't have worth. But hey, he's got worth other places. He might not be like the strongest person ever, but he's really book smart, and he has a passion to see the real world, and he shares that passion with Eren. So that finally pulled him out, and it was kind of the thing that put him in the mouth of the Titan in the first place, like before all this happened, like when he got eaten. So he saved Armin and said, "You go see the real world." And then when he was in the gut, he's like, "I haven't seen the real world yet, and I haven't done what I wanted to do." So that was pretty that was pretty epic right there. That's always going to be the thing that pulls him out of his slump, is he needs to see the outside world. So that was my favorite part. I'm sorry that was kind of lengthy.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. That was a really intense part, even though the whole show was pretty much super intense. My favorite part kind of stems off of that. It's the part where like Aaron's like his super strength and like he's just like his raw intensity is just like off the charts, and it's so epic. Like once he picks up this giant stone and everyone's cheering and everyone's fighting, and he finally gets there, and it's really cool.
Absolutely. He's a big symbol of hope.
Well, she kind of took mine, actually. That's what I was going to say as well.
Oh, that's okay. Do you have anything to add to it? Like,
Just
why did you...
His green eyes and just like...
The green eyes.
He does have very intense gaze.
Just throws it down.
Is present.
Yes.
In the Aaron Titan.
Very cool. And that was like... It's amazing to see like what his body goes through, because when they pull him out, his fever is unbelievably high. Like... He is going through so much trauma right now, just as a human being, and it's crazy. I don't know. Like I hate to be long-winded, but this is actually fascinating to me. Like I think that when he hit his head, like when he hit himself to try to get Mikasa, like he actually put himself and the Titan unconscious, and that's why he couldn't recover. I don't know. Like it's very physical, like blunt trauma. Right away. And so like I think he gets knocked out inside and outside, and that's why we kind of see that dream sequence of he's in his living room with Mikasa, his mom and dad, and he's wrapped in a blanket, and he doesn't want to go outside, quote unquote. He wants to stay in bed and sleep. And it's really crazy, because then it shows like Armin outside knocking on the window yelling in, so it's kind of like a beautiful picture they paint. I guess that's another favorite moment. Sorry. Oh, guys. All right. Anyway, we'll move right along to goriest moment.
All right. Goriest moment, probably the super gross thing is at the end when they're cleaning up the aftermath. When the Titans are done eating, they don't they don't poop at all.
Yeah,
they don't poop. They just throw this huge lump of gory, disgusting human bodies back out onto the street, and some of the soldiers, namely Sasha, I think she the potato girl. She just seems to be like really very scared of the whole process. Like the whole time she hasn't like gotten past the fear and the whole the fear like just pressing down on her, like, and she just can't handle it. Like she sees it and she's horrified beyond belief, and like it's gross and kind of sad and kind of agonizing at the same time.
Yeah,
it was gross.
I think it's really interesting how when they throw up it turns into a crystal.
It's a goopy crystal.
It's a goopy crystal, but like
it's like what it's like in Jurassic Park when you see the little mosquito, except it's not a mosquito.
Like in the amber.
Yeah, it looks like amber, but it's like amber that's still gooey, and instead of mosquito, it's people. So
yeah, and it's really interesting, like how these Titans are structured, like how they're put together. Like they don't have a reproductive system, and they don't have a way to expel waste. So that's how they expel waste.
They're like sea sponges.
They throw up giant crystal rocks.
Giant sea sponges.
If you think about it, like sea sponges are like they don't poop either. Like they just have like one like place where the food goes in and things come out and all that wonderful stuff. And when they get stressed out, they die. So I heard that fun fact. which is
sad.
totally unrelated to Titans.
They're kind of like human Titan sponges.
Except
big,
they like
giant
to eat things.
And they don't
bloodlusty.
And when they get stressed out, they don't die. They eat things.
Yeah.
They slow down when it's nighttime, though, don't they? Like, we find that out later. That's another spoiler. Dang it.
It's not really a spoiler. It's more just like a fact. I don't really think it's a spoiler, honestly, unless it has anything to do with the plot, which doesn't really, as far as I know.
Dun dun. Dun dun.
Oh no, we spoiled it. I'm just kidding.
Oh no, we spoiled it.
We should just stop every once in a while and say,
no.
"Oh no, we spoiled it."
Spoiled it.
But anyway,
not really. It's not really a spoiler, guys. You'll be okay. You'll live.
Yeah, it's not a big one. I was gonna drop a big one, and I thought better of myself.
That's probably not a good idea. Probably not.
Probably not. Anyway, Jeremy, would you like to share a gory moment?
When the soldiers were getting knocked down off the wall, getting eaten.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, like when
Yes.
Yeah, because they tried to draw attention away from the Iron Titan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you want to go into detail? Because I've already talked a whole bunch. You should see.
They were trying to draw attention away, and like men got knocked off the wall and just like started falling into the mouth of these titans. It's pretty.
Yeah, because they were trying to draw attention away from the Iron Titan, so he could get to the wall. Because the boulder was really heavy, he couldn't move very fast. And so they had people literally dangling off the walls like worms on a fish hook, which was horrifying. But it's just like people were still dying. I don't know how. Like, I don't know why they didn't just like dangle them at least 10 feet away so they couldn't get them. But somehow they still were getting eaten. But I don't know. Maybe the Titans can jump really high.
I don't think they can. Spoiler alert. Sorry. We learn later that they can climb. Spoiler alert.
I don't really... They have hands and feet. Of course they can climb.
They can climb trees.
But that's like a sheer wall.
It's a sheer wall. They're not getting
true.
over that.
There's
true.
no footholds there. There's
That's
no
true.
way.
At least
That's
not
true.
footholds big enough for a Titan.
Unless they're
their
abnormal,
feet-
I don't know. But
feet
they
are
would have...
big as your head.
If they could climb walls, they could probably
climb
just
up-
climb
just
right
climb on
over
each
there
other.
and get a little McHuman snack.
Unless they climbed
McHuman.
on each other.
Oh man, we are terrible people. It's okay.
The McHuman
Anyway,
sandwich.
a human mixed sandwich. Just in time for Halloween.
All right. All right. There we go.
I think you guys are a bit
Hey,
early.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yep.
We're almost there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyway,
It's October 1st.
So who's gonna be a Titan for Halloween?
man, can't you get like that Zippa putty from? Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Zippo Putty.
You could totally be. The
I saw the most okay, sidetrack. I saw the most adorable thing on the internet about Attack on Titan, and it was like people were cosplaying, and one of them was like, there was a guy dressed up as a Titan, and then there was a little girl dressed up as a little soldier, and she was chasing him down, and he was like pretending like, oh no, you're gonna catch me, and she's just like, yeah, and then she hits him with a little sword, and he falls to the ground really dramatically. It was so cute.
That's adorable.
But yeah, look how we say that after like the goriest moment.
Hey, you know, we gotta
Anyway.
balance it out somehow. We gotta bring the show back. So good job, Lydia. You brought us
Yes.
back to
Yes.
adorableness, which we strive for always. Anyway, that was I'm sorry. That was like all my fault that we got off.
It's
It's
okay.
okay.
No,
It's okay.
It's fine. It's, you know, in our show we can do what we want. It's cool. Within reason. We have to not do some things, but
I mean, we have some rules here.
there are rules.
There are rules.
There are rules that we follow. But coming right back, character highlights. Anybody got one?
Character highlights. Probably like what you said. I'm trying to remember. I'm having a brain fart.
With Armin and
Oh,
Mikasa.
Armin. Yeah, Armin when Armin, you get to see Armin shine in all his tactical glory with his knowledge, and he kind of helps make the plans for the attack. I mean, he knows. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on him with he has to help. He helps General Pixis plan the attack.
Yep.
And he's also responsible for. He's like the emotional backbone of the trio. I feel like
he is. He's like the glue.
He is kind of like the glue.
He is the glue.
He's kind of like there's always that character in like a show that's always they don't have anything special power wise. I'm thinking of Avatar: The Last Airbender and stuff like that. He'd be like the Sokka of the group.
He would be the Sokka.
He's not. He doesn't have any physical power whatsoever. But
he just has the boomerang.
He has the boomerang. I mean, he's not really the jokester or anything the comedic relief Sokka is, even though he's just hilarious. But Armin does have that he is even though he's not the one with the most power, he is the one kind of helping to steer the group in the right direction. Mm-hmm. So,
absolutely, he's done a lot of growing, and he's done a lot of self-realization that he's not what he thought he was. He's not worthless. He's got talent, and he is just not all brawn like Mikasa and Eren are. So, being compared to them is tough, but he's got talent too. Yeah. So.
Because they're kind of headstrong and very very tunnel vision, much tunnel vision. Very wow. And
we're making up words.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Yeah. I can speak well. I can speak good.
We can speak eloquently on the show.
I can say all the things.
I know English.
We can say all the things. All of them.
Okay.
Oh man. Okay. Jeremy, what's your?
Yeah.
It's been a long day.
It has.
The train has derailed very much in this episode.
I would like to overview Eren because he kind of figures out his power a little bit more, and we get a little bit more of an understanding of how it works and what. We don't know exactly everything, but we kind of get a view of what sets him off and how it works a little bit more. I mean, we haven't really gotten into specifics or anything. That's not till later. So just to leave you guys hanging.
I mean, he doesn't know much about himself either. So
yeah,
it's all a learning journey.
Yep.
Oh, man. Well, we've done Eren and we've done Armin. I will take Mikasa.
Oh, sorry.
What?
Sorry, I keep hitting the mic on accident.
Oh, okay. Well, stop doing that, Jeremy. They're very expensive. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so Mikasa in this, I think it's kind of funny that she gets all red in the face when somebody tells her that she's defending her boyfriend, basically. And I mean, we don't see a whole lot of character development with her, but not in this episode anyway, but we see that somebody else sees it. So I think it's kind of priceless because she's always defending her, her wanting to protect Eren with he's family, he's the only thing I've got. But I think that she loves him.
It's a bit more there than we
okay,
don't know
everybody
about.
ships them. It's okay. It's okay.
Everybody
they ship them. It's it's a term.
Oh, they ship them?
Okay. Let me introduce you to an internet term.
I am so old. Okay.
This is just an internet thing now. It's okay. You know what fandoms are, right?
Yes.
You know what that word means. Okay.
Sure.
So within a fandom, usually a TV show or a manga or something like that, there will be characters that aren't together yet, but there's always hints that they would be together, or even if they're not, there's no hints. Everyone thinks that they would go great together.
Is it McCarran? McCarran.
Like it kind of like that, like kind of how people like put celebrities together even though they're not. And usually like in the realm of the internet, people will write stories or make art showing that them as a couple, and they'll give them a ship name. Like ship is
like
short.
McCarran.
Ship is short for relationship.
Yes.
So it's like they kind of just smash the two people together. Like, hey, these people would be great together, even though they're not officially together.
Is there a case for a McCarman?
I don't know. I don't
universe?
delve into the depths of the internet that far. I try not to go to those places.
In the shipping.
I know my sister is really into a lot of that stuff. Like I could just say the word. Like I could just, if there's ever a dull moment in the conversation with my sister, I can just be like, tell me everything you've been watching anime, and then she could just go off for hours. And yeah, it's great listening to her talk because she has all the internet lingo and like the fandom lingo.
So
and
you're learning all of your fandom lingo from her,
Yes.
and you're passing along your knowledge to us.
and that, ladies and gentlemen, is
It's
shipping.
the art of shipping.
It's the art of shipping. Yes,
shipping
the
and
art of
handling.
shipping.
Not packaging.
Not packaging.
And shipping.
Just
not the ship that sails.
Shipping and handling only.
And like if you say when you say the ship has sailed, it means they are officially canon. Like in the show, they have officially
they've officially become a thing.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's called the ship has sailed.
So we're gonna start calling them McCarran now.
McCarran. Mm-hmm.
So I think that Mikasa wants McCarran to happen.
McCarran.
Yes. McCarran.
McCarran.
Gotta work on it. McCarran, the power couple of the century. I don't know. I'm drawing it way out, like way further than it should have ever been taken.
It's okay. It's been a long
There was a
day.
line. There was a line and I jumped over it.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway. Now
open discussion.
Yeah,
yes,
moving
open
forward.
discussion. Let's go.
Moving forward, yes.
This is open discussion.
This is open discussion. Do you guys have anything else for open discussion?
I want to talk about at the very end when they capture the Titans, how they do it, and like this. It's just so interesting. Like everyone is so incredibly afraid of the Titans except for what's her face? What's her name? Like the crazy lady.
Hanj
is obsessed with these things. She's the only one who's not scared of them. Like, well, she has like a healthy fear of them. Like, she knows that they can hurt her or eat her, but she knows that her curiosity is much more than that. And it's interesting that everyone kind of has this bias towards them. That like we need to just kill them. Like, no, you need to stop for a moment, and you need to be able to look at them and see how they work. Because if you figure out how they work, then it's easier to figure out how to defeat them. And yeah,
absolutely,
it was interesting. Like, finally, after 100 so years, they finally decide to take some of these Titans. And look at them close up. Like they nailed them down to the ground with like 50 spikes. Like these things aren't going anywhere.
Oh man,
I thought that was interesting. Like I feel like if I was in that world, I would want to be one of the people that like gets to do experiments, or at least like oversees the experiments and gets to watch the experiments.
Absolutely, I'd love to be a Hanj just because.
It'd be fun.
A doctor.
I wouldn't want to be one of those people that are just like scared of the Titans, like just living in fear their whole life. Like I wouldn't want to be one of those people. I mean, I probably would be. Let's just be real. I'd be scared.
I think everybody would be healthily scared.
Yes.
Healthily.
Although I feel like if the Titans came in this era, I feel like a couple of bombs would take care of them pretty fast. I feel like we wouldn't be down to a few million, from 7 billion to a few million.
Oh,
I feel like we could handle it.
We're already planning this like it's. Oh,
It'll
man.
be worse than a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, it'll be giant ones.
Yeah.
I feel like we could handle it, seeing as like there's like continents. Can Titans swim? That's what I want to know. Can Titans swim?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because if they can't, then why don't they just build a moat?
Do you think they can even breathe? I mean,
Do they?
They
even
have to breathe?
if they
Do they
can't
even
poop,
breathe? Do they?
if they can't have babies, can they breathe?
Do they have to
just,
breathe? That's
do they
the-
just walk on the floor of the ocean over to another continent?
Why don't
Kind of like a bad gaming experience, like
That's what I'm thinking of. Thinking of one of those
like a
games where you
glitch in a
just
game.
you're on the boat and like you just kick something off and it just goes to the bottom and you're just standing out there walking around.
Mm-hmm.
Why ain't I
I
drowning?
wonder.
Or ladder goat.
It's like Minecraft. Like you go down on the bottom and you just like sit there. If you have a special armor and you're just like, why ain't I dying? Like
Why aren't I dying?
Wait, this doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
anyways,
That would be interesting.
But maybe that's a
Hopefully-
question.
That's a good
hopefully,
question.
Once the new seasons comes
Let's
out
my
write the
goodness.
writer.
in like winter,
speaking about this new season, there's something like everyone in this room is wondering about that like just hit my mind today.
What is
okay,
everybody
okay.
wondering
Are you gonna
about?
spoiler?
No, I'm not spoiling anything, I swear. The key around Aaron's neck
Oh yeah.
to the basement. Everyone in this room has no idea what it is. And
Except for Jeremy.
I
He's
don't know
gonna
what
tell-
it is. I'm not going to tell.
Jeremy
you.
can see the future.
Jeremy has intel.
We have no idea what is in the basement.
Wow, that's your big intel. Oh, I'm so disappointed. But anyway, what were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
That is what I was going to say. Like, I've been
nobody
like
knows.
dying to know what
Everyone
it
is
is.
dying
You're
to know.
just
I mean,
telling us, yeah.
technically, everyone can figure it out if they read the manga. But is the whole manga series out?
I don't know. I don't think it is.
The whole manga's not out. Oh my
I think
goodness.
he's still writing it.
Yep, he's still writing.
That's why it's coming out in 2016. And
So they
why-
have
I want
enough
to know what's
time
in the
for-
basement.
But yeah, so I don't know. There's a lot of questions that need to be answered in this second half.
Okay,
that
let's-
they
Now I
need
have to
make
Google this.
still.
Now I have to know, like, if they can swim. I need to know
Can
this.
Titans and Attack on Titan swim?
What is in the
Maybe
basement?
maybe we should leave it for next time on the show.
We should see if we can answer this question and bring it back up in open discussion.
Next
Can Titans
on Attack
swim?
on Titan. Can Titan swim?
Titans,
Who
can they
knows?
swim?
Breaking news, everyone.
Does it even matter?
Does it even matter?
Can they breathe?
Can they breathe? Do they have to
Can they,
breathe?
can they breathe on the water? Do they even breathe at all? Are they even sentient? Next time on Attack on Titan.
Next time on the Stir Fry Show. Oh man, this has been a blast, guys. But unfortunately, all good things must come to an end.
Oh.
No.
Oh,
What?
we should probably say something about the movie.
Yes, absolutely. Do
Oh,
you want to
yes.
say something about the
You
movie?
know, you guys go ahead. I
You,
mean,
you say something
Okay.
about the movie. You know more than I.
Well,
You are wiser than I.
it's been going on for a little while. Attack on Titan's live action movie has been in theaters since the 30th. It's been it's a special showing, so it's only showing for like 3 days each. The first shows are tonight, and then last night, they had a show.
So
And
in case you
there's-
have a time machine, you can go back and see it yesterday.
There's one more chance though. There's
I-
one more chance if you don't hop into your car and find a theater that plays it. And
into
they
your Back to the Future car in your
I'm gonna
DeLorean,
need to borrow
go
that
88 miles an
so I
hour.
can see what's inside the basement.
there's
Go backwards in time.
but there's one more chance, and that's October 7th. So, and then I don't know the exact dates for part 2 yet. It's just a guess, but there's also 3 dates at the end of October. So, they've split it up into 2 parts. Some things that are different right off the bat are Armin's not blonde. And
The horror! A Japanese
throw the
person
chair.
with no blonde hair.
well, it's all Japanese actors. So
Yeah.
anyway, but then there's also not a Captain Levi, and that upset a lot of fans. But the reason they didn't do a Captain Levi is they state that they want to highlight the relationship between Aaron and Mikasa. Speaking of McCarran. Right there. We've got to see if they become an item in this movie. Like, I'm really curious.
Like, is this like one, like, are they doing like sections of the movie, or is this like?
I think they've just split it in half. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's got new stuff in it or if it's just what's already been put out in the animated series, like as a live action.
Okay.
Of course, there's going to be changes because whenever you put anything into a cinematic adventure, there's going to be change. So please don't be angry that it's not exactly like the anime because it's already not.
They change things for a reason most times. Usually it's for cinematic effect and just convenience.
And character development within like a short amount of time. Come on. Like, you don't have... How many, like, it's 20 episodes or 20 minutes each episode? They don't have that time.
Yeah, 20 minutes. Like, each section we've covered is about an hour, and we have, what?
I mean, look how long it's taken us just to get through all the episodes.
Well, we split it up to micro-analyze. I don't know. Like, we've been going into detail.
There's, like, 9 sections. So that's, like, about 8-9 hours of content.
Absolutely.
That they have to squish into
1 hour and 39 minutes.
Yes. So
that doesn't include commercials.
No commercials.
No commercials.
Just raw Titan killing action. So
it'll be amazing though. I can't wait.
Love scenes.
But anyway, next up on our show, next Thursday we'll be coming back and we will be talking about Prelude to the Counterattack, and there's only 3 episodes in this little part, so for a little while anyway we won't split things up, I don't think. Jeremy's kind of got a schedule in front of him.
Lydia does.
Yes.
Lydia's got a schedule in front of her, so what does it look like after Prelude to the Counterattack?
After Prelude to the Counterattack is the Expedition Beyond the Walls parts 1 through 3.
Awesome.
And that's another larger section. And then we break for fall break, where there will be no show. So October 15th, we're not going to have a show. And then the next 2 weeks, we're going to finish up the series. So.
And then we will announce what we're doing next.
Yes. But you're going to have to wait like a whole month.
We might announce it early.
Yeah, we might announce it.
Once we figure it out.
It'll be kind of different. We might not do
totally
like
know what we're doing.
Yeah, we might not do like an anime right away because everybody leaves for winter break, and I kind of want to give everybody a chance to travel, so and be with their family. So like not a lot of stuff is gonna transpire over that, but I've got to kind of revise the schedule, so we'll have like a better update of that a little later. For now, we're going to focus on Prelude to the Counterattack. We should get some really good stuff there to talk about. I think it's Aaron's like first experience with I think he goes to court.
Ooh, yes.
Oh yeah, that part.
The court is.
Okay. We need to stop talking before we start talking about that section.
Politics.
Oh no, we won't talk. We won't talk about it. But that's kind of what's coming up. Like he's got to be judged, and then I think like everything else after that. Everything after that'll be okay. But the next show will be. I didn't type in a date. Next Thursday. Next Thursday. Whatever next Thursday is.
October
I believe
8th.
it is the. Yeah, it's October 8th.
It's on the thing. It's
wow.
on the schedule.
Well, I don't have that in front of me, Lydia.
Well, you should have asked me. I would have told you.
So, October 8th, we'll be back 6 p.m. We'll talk about Prelude to the Counterattack. For now, this has been Amanda,
Lydia,
Jeremy,
and you've been listening to The Stir Fry Show. Have a great night. I'm going to throw you back to some music. Oh, and before we leave, check us out on Facebook. We post the podcast on Facebook, so that's important to know. Go look for us. It'll be fun.
at The Stir Fry Show.
The Stir Fry Show.
That's on Twitter, too.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. On Twitter. And Radio Boss is not. Oh, okay. Well, Oh, there we go. Okay, see you guys later. Bye.